Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. We're right here on the Golf Talk Radio Network. And we were just talking a little bit about coming out of the last break, going in Billy's golf course design. And don't forget, orangewhipgolf.com is one of our sponsors. We're going to be drawing a winner for some orangewhipgolf.com products on Saturday, May 5th show. So
that is fantastic that you're doing that.
It is cool. So check out golftalkradio.com. Enter today. All you got to type in on the winner trivia form is Orange Whip, and you're in. That's it. So
I was also reading
Orange Whip.
There's more talk now because it's coming, and I think the industry is too powerful, or the companies that are in the industry, the politics. But there's a lot more talk about one ball, one game. Now, most every other sport they play, all the athletes use the same ball. The baseball is the same, the basketball is the same, soccer balls are the same. Right. So they're all using the same. Football is the same. But in golf, all the balls are different. So there's a lot more talk, like why shouldn't all the players play the same ball? But there's a lot of money out there and a lot of companies.
You bet there is.
That's going to be hard to change.
And which one are you going to pick?
Well, it's 75%, especially of the new breed coming in, where everybody started with the Pro Vs. When the Pro Vs first came out, they went for the 4 or 5-piece ball, whatever that first ball came out.
First four. Yeah.
First four. Uh-huh. Everybody went to that. It was like an almost unanimous ball.
You bet.
Almost was, right? So they're thinking it came close to one time that everybody used the same ball. So then Nike came across and made one very similar, and then all the ones started.
They had the X.
So what do you guys feel about it? Because it's starting to, the topic's coming back up, and it was like 80% of the pros said they would do it. 70% of the pros said they do it, 30 said that they didn't like it. And the companies aren't going to like it. There's no way in the world those companies are going to like that. And it would obviously probably be a Titleist ball, but they could call it the tour ball, and some manufacturer makes it.
Kirkland.
But all the other professionals, Kirkland will make it.
That's great.
But what do you think? Because all the other sports, if you think about it, all the athletes playing the same ball.
Football's a Wilson. Yeah.
They're all playing. It's the same ball. I mean, baseballs are the same. You're not going from one, so unless they're deflated.
This is what I think is interesting about that, the playing field. So baseball parks are different. Mm-hmm. Football, the field's the same.
But they're still using the same ball.
Basketball feels the same.
Aren't they all using the same official basebal for the NBA, the Major League Baseball? Yeah. It's the same ball.
They are, but
they're not using a hot ball in one place and a dead ball in another.
But the changes with golf courses are so different. The skill levels are so different.
Oh, you bet.
But I don't know how.
Well, no, they all get the face on the ball. Impact's pretty close. So
you get a professional football player and an average Joe Blow who plays a little flag football. There's big difference.
But you're talking about, I guess, so clarification, you're talking about just the pros. You're not
just
talking
pros, PGA Tour.
I thought you were talking about everybody.
Oh, no.
PGA Tour players all should use the same ball. Because if you look how the deflate gate thing came up, look at the hubbub that thing raised. Because they changed the ball just a little bit. Because it's not the ball everybody else is playing. Why are you playing ball that's a little less air in it?
Just a
little.
They
freaked out about that. So, but these players, these golf balls they're all different.
Excuse me.
So, but that's what they're really thinking they might do it. They're talking about it, and that was.
I don't know how you could get that through with the golf ball companies.
That's what the companies might make. That might be the politics and the money behind it might be the problem. But it almost happened. They said it was like 85% of players were playing Titleist when they first came out on the tour. I'm talking about.
I understand that.
Were almost all playing, so it came very close because there wasn't other companies that can make a ball similar like came on when Nike started doing it for Tiger. Tiger was Titleist. He went to Nike. They made a ball that
they
was
made a Titleist.
They made a Titleist.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. Yeah. So they're thinking maybe because that would be, and they can change it from round to round, like you said. So they can go to a X or the one or the Pro V ones. I mean, it can change it for the cold or hot weather. Mm-hmm. So that's just a discussion. They're thinking about it. The tour is thinking about it.
It's like a club fitting, though. Some balls go higher than others. Some spin more than others.
The dimple patterns.
And I want my golf ball to fit my game.
So, but
conversely, I don't really care.
So the players that all play the same ball would have to adapt their games to that ball, and they're professionals. They could whatever that ball is given them. They got to adapt their games to that ball.
No, I understand.
So that's just looking. I'm just playing devil's advocate. They're looking at both sides, but they really are talking about it because, especially the rule changes starting next year. They're like, well, if you're going to be changing some rules this big, let's talk about changing one. That's what a lot of people complain about.
If anybody could get away with it, the Masters could.
They could say you're going to be playing the master ball.
They're playing a ball with a little yellow map of the United States with a flag in it.
Which brought up that discussion: is the ball going too far now? And Nicklaus has always been the ball's going too far, right? But then they polled the PGA Tour, And I just told you guys during the break. I'll find it here in a second.
You said like 80% said no.
Yeah, they say does the ball fly too far? Here it is. Does a modern ball fly too far? 70% said no, it doesn't. They're okay with that ball going that far. The 30% are the little short hitters out there. The little Corey Pavins out there. But they're not concerned. The tour players aren't concerned with that. So, which goes to what if they get one ball? They all travel depending on the speed you hit it, right, or the spin that you hit it, and the speed that you hit it, it's going to travel. So I don't know. It's an interesting.
I don't agree with that. I think that'd be a really.
Would
bad
you think
idea.
they should have different baseballs for different parks?
That's baseball.
I'm just asking. Should you said the parks are all different?
They are, but the players are the uniqueness of any game are the variables. And if you start taking away the variables, then actually you could give another guy a competitive advantage.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It
ball might fit his swing.
Exactly.
Where I need a high-flying ball.
Well, if the ball was always the same from the beginning, all these players would have developed their skill around that ball, right? They would have. So, like the deflate ball, that ball was cold, right? It was better for him to squeeze it or something, and it made it go different. He changed the ball, the ball that's supposed to be played.
Oh, he did
and it
not.
freaked out the world. Well, the locker room
I
did,
know.
or whatever. So, but it was because they all wanted to be on the same playing field. So if all golfers learn from, if there was only one ball available, that was it, right? Then they would learn to play it.
I think it's part of fitting.
And then you ask
And
the average player, say, what ball do you play? They say, whatever I find.
And
The average
most
player
common
says
answer.
that almost all the time. It's whatever I find.
My answer is,
it doesn't matter to them.
I get people ask me all the time, what's the best ball out there? And I go,
That's right.
I'm really not that up on it, and I'm not.
Yeah.
But the worst ball on the market today is much better than anything I used to play.
It's no question.
Yeah.
I was at Morro Bay doing the first tee the other day, and the high school girls coach came up to me and he asked me, what's the best ball these girls should play? So what's the ball these girls should play? Is there a big difference between all these balls? Not that they would know. I mean, not to pick on the girls. I don't mean that.
Yeah.
But only the best strikers in the world can tell a difference of a ball.
And then it might be the length of your couch. The difference.
Exactly.
Between them.
They did a
Seriously.
test on it, and it was less than 8 feet or something with all the balls. It was less than 10 yards. Is what it was, less than 10 yards.
I think from a fan standpoint, and then also as an operator standpoint, like when you get a new golf ball or something like that a tour player uses, the buzz that it can create, and for us as industry professionals, and golf is entertainment, just like baseball, just like football. I don't see, as an operator, I wouldn't want the tour players playing all the same ball. That doesn't make any sense. Like, so you go to even like baseball, those baseballs are all stored differently at every different park. I mean, they've all talked about like Coors Field with the Rockies and where they store those baseballs at a certain temperature. And even though it's the same baseball, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Then they rub them down.
Well,
with
they could do that with golf balls. The tour,
that's what I
tour
mean,
event
but
could
that's
store
all-
them all the same place for that event. I mean, it could.
But that's all. That's all part of the game. I mean, look at Gaylord Perry like throwing spitballs. I mean, the ball is the same, but it's always altered. Tom Brady or whatever. I mean, the stuff's always altered.
But they're altering the same ball. They're not offering.
But what you're
different
talking
ball.
about is against the rules.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Because
but
there's a
still,
uniform ball. So that's what they're.
But it's not against the rules with the way that each stadium or each home team stores their
No,
baseballs.
that's not.
They store their baseballs based on what they're trying to do for their home field advantage.
Probably based on temperature.
Yeah, it totally is.
So
It really is.
And that could be done
And
with the
humidity
tour
or
ball.
whatever,
But it's
yeah.
just it's 85 or 80% or something, so they wouldn't have a problem with that.
I just
It's the
think when
companies that'll have a problem with that.
When you look at how the industry is driven and how excited people get about equipment and how excited, I mean, could you imagine the pros saying, you know what, you're not only going to play the same ball, you're all playing the same clubs.
It'll lead to that. Yeah.
It just doesn't.
That's what I was going to get into.
It just
next.
doesn't.
It'd be the same.
That creates no buzz at all.
And the
Because
same people would still win.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you're right. I get it. So and even in my favorite sport, curling, those rocks are all supposed to be about the same, but those guys have all different rocks depending on how the ice is flowing. Like bowling too. Bowling it says with the exception of bowling. It's what it says. Other than bowling, golf's the only other professional sport that allows participants to use their own private ball. Because bowling, the oils are different, the floors are different, right?
Certainly.
So same with the golf courses are all different, like Mike's saying. That the playing field varies, so should the ball. and that was the positive. That was the Mike's part of his argument. I was just being devil's advocate. All the courses are different. There's different altitudes. There's different everything. So, but the player uses all different clubs, and one ball's going to fly off a club, maybe different. Now that's at the top level. Us average players, man, we would Pro V1, Pro VX. I can't tell the difference. I grab one.
One has a red number, the other has a black number.
I see the difference on the writing, but personally, nowadays I can't.
I really can't
either. But but they're really considering it, and there's some people that are very much against it.
That's so interesting. I don't know, man. I mean, I think about moments. It sounds as crazy as it sounds, but Tigers pitching on 16 at the Masters.
Oh, the instant commercial.
Well, they could put their names on each ball. The same ball, you could.
I know,
but
the excitement that generates, and then
for Nike,
and then from an operator,
Titleist was going, oh,
I know, but as an operator,
I said that's going to be a commercial,
and it was.
And next day it was.
But as an operator, then if you're carrying Nike, you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Well, that's right.
Are you still carrying the Encore?
Yes.
I've been reading about them, and they're making all kinds of news.
Yes.
With a new one.
Yes.
Do you carry the electronic one?
No.
What's the Encore?
They were partners with us on the show for a while. They have an electronic ball that has a chip in it.
I never had one of those.
You can go find your golf ball.
We didn't get those.
I remember talking to them.
We got the Elixir and we got the Encore.
Yeah.
And those are the two, the Avant and the Elixir, excuse me. Those are the ones that we have. And the
Elixir was the.
It's more like the Pro V1.
Yeah, it's like
What amazes me is if you were a golf ball maker, would you, if you're an entrepreneur, would you even begin to start a new ball company?
No.
Would you?
Well,
there's no money in it.
But here, I don't know because
the world's buying Titleists.
But here's the thing: if you design your own, and you look at like what Kirkland just won the lawsuit with Titleist, part of these guys.
Oh, did they win that?
Yeah, part of these guys, and they're releasing them again. They just released a whole new
my brother-in-law just he sent me a text the other day. He said, "Here's my new supply. I got my 4 dozen."
It must have a different. It must be. I thought they were. Yeah, it must be different.
See, if you can develop your own patent and your own design on the golf ball, it's money. And you get it in the right niche, it's money. The problem is with a lot of these other golf ball companies that have come up that are like kind of off in the fringe is they have patents from golf balls that from other companies that were thrown away. Yeah. And then they start doing well. And when they start doing well, if it's a Titleist or a TaylorMade, like, no.
Oh, you remember when?
Yeah. Yes.
The only company I know is the Varick with the bright color balls. They took the market and they're everywhere. Those bright colors.
God, they're
hard to look at.
They are.
My kids.
Volvic is the other one.
There's Volvic.
Volvic is huge.
Volvic and Varick, yeah, but they're just now that because they're unique. They're not. If there's just
kids love those,
and the ones that have the globe on it or the emojis.
Kids and women.
Oh, the kids. They dig those balls.
And then the soccer ball.
Yeah.
Callaway.
What it would cost R&A or R&D.
Yeah.
R&D to build your own new golf ball cost you millions to try to make a dime.
Yeah.
The Volvic I hit the Volvic, the matted finish Volvic. It's actually a really good golf ball. It really is.
There's a lot of ladies on
it was a bright green
LPGA that play it. Yeah.
You picked the green.
I was playing with Ava at Dairy Creek. You might have been with us.
Lizard tails.
I think you were with us when we were at Dairy Creek with Ava. And she goes, Dad, I want you to try this ball. And I was like, wow. Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
But,
so
anyway.
Mike is a nay.
No, I want to see the guys.
I don't care.
I want to see the guys use their own golf balls. I don't want to see mediocrity.
Was it David? Does 70-something% still play the Titleist on the tour? 70.
I saw a number the other day that was.
Or was it more than that?
Last tournament was 144 players teed it up, and the number 2 ball out there had 12.
Okay, so that's what. So they're talking,
and those are Callaways.
Yeah.
So that means number 3 ball probably TaylorMade.
Right. There's a couple Srixons or something.
And a couple of Srixons.
But that's what they were saying about this. It's almost that way now, anyways. With almost all the players.
It really is.
Almost all of them are.
But
now
then they
anyway.
should Titleist.
But the other ones are most of the other ones are not playing because they want to play it. They're playing because they're paid.
That's the other point I was going to bring.
They're paid a lot of money to play that Callaway ball. And that's what Tiger went to Callaway, did he not?
No, he went to Bridgestone.
Bridgestone, right. He's playing, what clubs is he playing?
He's making a lot of money. He's playing
TaylorMade.
He's playing TaylorMade.
He's playing TaylorMade.
And he went to Bridgestone ball. So they're paying, so
he's getting
there's that part of that business. That's the business part of it. But it was 100 and over 100 out of 144.
Yeah, it was like 120 something like that. Yeah. And then you get other companies that go shafts. The Fujikura's number 1 shaft dominant on the PGA Tour, and they are the only shaft company that doesn't pay. Now, that's good advertising.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, that says something for the equipment. But the heads they're putting on is what people see, probably, right?
And, TaylorMade and Ping and all of those, they don't sell shafts. They sell heads.
Yeah. And for a while.
And then they put those shafts in the heads.
And for a while, TaylorMade was almost in every bag, the drivers.
Long time.
Huge part. And now Ping's coming up a little. Callaway's getting a few.
I think Callaway's
Is Callaway's
real close
coming
now.
up in there now.
I think so.
But boy, the TaylorMade have that market for a while. The number one driver. I think they can't say it now or something. It was something like that. It was the number one driver.
Yeah.
And now it's close.
Yeah, it is.
So
we're going to take our last break here. When we come back, we're going to draw the winner of the first of our 3 contests over the next couple months. It'll be the Pass Robles Inn and
I
the
get
Pass
so
Robles Golf
excited
Club
when you do
golf
things
package.
like that.
you do
Mike.
great
guys are
things.
so
You guys
makes me just.
I can't thank you
I
enough.
get all warm and fuzzy.
Thank
Really
you.
can't thank you enough.
Golf
for
Talk
doing
Radio
this.
brought to you by Nikki Anderson, Realtor. She's actually playing team play today, so she couldn't call us for the live shot of the day. Call Nikki. You're trying to list your house, sell your house. You want to know what to do to improve your house, like Mr. Billy Gibbs has conversations with Nikki. She can help you out.
My house today.
Yeah. 805-235-3327. NikkiAnderson.thecrg.com. It's Nikki Anderson Realtor and Broker Associate. 805-235-3327. We come back, we'll have the golf package winner for the Pass Robles golf package contest. Stay with us. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy on Golf Talk Radio.